Hi, today we're going to present about livestock management of India. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Ronisha Baran and my partner for today's presentation, Nur Zaidatul Ahmad. We look into the introduction. Livestock plays an important role in Indian economy. About 20.5 million people depend upon livestock for their livelihood. Livestock contributed 16% to the income of small farm households as against an average of 14% for all rural households. Livestock provides livelihood to two-thirds of rural community. It also provides employment to about 8.8% of the population in India. India has vast livestock resources. Livestock sector contributed 4.11% GDP and 25.6% of total agriculture GDP of India. In 2019, cattle holds the highest livestock population in India with 192.90 million of population. Next is housing management. There are two types of housing system. First is conventional barns. Second is loose housing system. Loose housing may be defined as a system where animals are kept loose except milking and at the time of treatment. The system is most economical. Cost of construction is significantly lower than conventional type. It is possible to make further expansion without change. Facilitate easy detection of animal in it. Animals feel free and therefore prove more profitable with even minimal grazing. Animals get optimum exercise, which is extremely important for better health production. This housing system consists of continuous manger along with covered standing space, common water trough and an open paddock which is surrounded by brick wall or fencing. Next, conventional barns is the system of housing where the animals are confined together on a platform and secured at net by net chain. All the activities are done at same place. Animals are well protected from adverse climatic conditions. The animals are fed as well as milked in the same barn. The barns are completely covered with roofs and the slide walls are closed with windows or ventilator located at suitable places to get more ventilation and lighting. It is more applicable for temperate and heavy rainfall region. Let's look into the second topic, which is feeding and nutrition management. Feeding of calf cholesterol vary with the system followed, but most of the scenarios, the calf will receive the first milk which the calf gives after calving and is called colostrum. The calf feed with enough of colostrum between 2 to 2.5 liters daily for the first 3 days following its birth. The protein of colostrum consists of a much higher proportion of globulin that those normal milk. The globulins are presumed to be the source of antibodies which aid in protecting the animal from many infections liable to affect it after birth. In feeding whole milk, calves will be fed as per feeding schedule. While feeding whole milk, the following points will follow. As far as possible, the milk from the calf mother will be provided. The milk will be fed immediately after it is brought. The total amount of milk fed at 3 or 4 equal intervals up to the age of 7 days and then twice daily. Next, feeding the calf with starter. Normally, calf starter is a mixture consisting of ground farm grains, protein feeds and minerals, vitamins and antibiotics. After a calf attains the age of 2 weeks, the amount of whole milk given to it will be cut down. When they reach 4 months of age, one should then transfer the calves to a ground ration. Feeding grain mixture is good for better growth and great resistance to calf element. At the age of 7 to 15 days, normally the feeding of grain mixture will be started. Next, for the feeding of growing animals from 6 months onward, is always desirable to give sufficient concentration in addition to good raw fish so that they make optimum growth. From 6 months onward, calves can be given the same type of concentrate mixture, 16 to 14% digestible crude protein and about 70% total digestible nutrition as used for adult cattle. Proper feeding of dairy cattle should envisage minimal wastage of nutrition and maximum return in respect of milk produce. A concentrated mixture made up of protein supplements such as oil cake, energy sources such as cereal grains maize, tropical chips, and laxative feeds such as bran, rice bran, wheat bran, gram husk is generally used for lactating cow. Normally, male calves to be reared as future breeding bulls will be fed on a higher plane of nutrition than female calf. Furthermore, let's look into the reproduction and breeding management. Normally in India, before the breeding, they will do the selection and culling of cattle. Selection and culling are the two sides of the same coin. Selection is the process in which certain individuals in a population are included for becoming the parents of the next generation. Automatically, some are excluded for the purpose which are culled. Natural selection has been going on since ages, where animals which were stronger, which had better survivability, and which were in more unison with the environment around them, found a better chance to reproduce. The breeder of dairy cattle generally sets out the breed cows with superior milk production characteristics. Thus, the choice of breed is specified by selection goals. Most of the time, the suitable cow and bull will be selected before breeding process. Most important economic trait to be looked into while selecting a cow is milk production. For economic milk production, a cow producing not less than 2,500 kg milk in 305 days lactation period is desirable. The cow should not have any physical deformity and should possess dairy conformation like well-developed under, prominent milk vein, squarely placed teeth, ease in milking, and good temperament. Old and unproductive cows are to be replaced by young cows. The cows reared in the farm itself are usually used for replacement. Bulls also contribute 50% of the inheritance to the next generation. Most of the genetic improvement in a population comes through proper bull selection. To achieve the goal of average, the bull use should be proven bulls or high pedigree. Other economic traits like milk fat and SNF, age at first calving, calving is, incidence of disease, etc. will be included in evaluation. Next, there are two types of insemination method in breeding. First, natural insemination, which involves using selected cow and bull to mate in pasturates or pen breeding. Second is artificial insemination, involves collecting of semen from a pool and depositing it in the reproduction tract of the female. There are mainly two types of breeding system, which are inbreeding and crossbreeding. Inbreeding is a mating system in which individuals mated are more closely related than the average of the population from which they come. It means the mating of males and females which are related. Animals deemed to be related only when they have one or more ancestors in common on the first 4 to 6 generation of their pedigree. The intensity of inbreeding depends upon the degree of relationship. Close inbreeding denotes mating of closely related individuals like dam to son or sire to daughter or full brothers to full sisters. Inbreeding makes more pairs of genes in the population homozygous. Whenever there is inbreeding, there will be one or more common ancestors from which part of the gene sample gametes have arisen. There are several breeding management practices such as the breeding record kept safe as for dates of age, service, and maturation. These records are used in predicting the dates of age and observe the females carefully for it. The cows were bred near the end of mid-age or egg period. The females with abnormal discharges are examined and treated by her veterinarian. Examination of the females will carry out if not settled after 3 services. The females check for pregnancy at 45 days to 60 days after breeding. The females give birth in isolation, preferably in a pasteurization room, and clean up and sterilize the area once pasteurization is over. Program of disease prevention, tests and vaccination for disease affecting reproduction and vaccinating the animals against such diseases will follow. Implementation of a general sanitation program, suitable nutrition supply, the correct technique employed, suitable shelter management provided silent or weak if detected by using a treasure bolt.
Drug management.
India is one of the few countries still prevalent by foot and mouth disease (FMD), brucellosis, and Pestades tinnitus ruminants.
Give the regular vaccination for all susceptible livestock by using the 14 pollen or monovac vaccine. Make the quarantine system for all new livestock and infectious disease on other livestock. Disease monitoring and surveillance system which the veterinary epidemiologists take continuous observation the behavior of disease in livestock population. Biosecurity management. Foot and mouth disease control program to prevent economic loss due to FMD and to develop high immunity including food animal. Animal quarantine and cultivation service to prevent entry of any disease from outside into the country through import of livestock and livestock products.
Professional efficiency development (PED) to regulate veterinary practice into maintain register of veterinary practitioners as per the provisions of Indian Veterinary Council Act 1984 IVC Act.
Waste management. In India, plant composting is almost the common use. Composting is a natural aerobic process that stabilizes a variation of organic material and livestock manure. It can also be used to recycle the destined animal. Biogas technology is produced by the biodegradation of organic molecules which produce methane gas from animal waste in an aerobic environment. It is the best alternative source of energy from plentiful organic waste. Burning compost is the action of earthwork with the organic matter and clear little plantlet material. During burning compost, the important plant nutrients such as NPK and calcium present in the organic waste are released and converted into forms that are more soluble and available to the plant. Conclusion and recommendation. Conclusion. Global demand for animal products is fast increased and it has the potential to limit the hardship. However, the state government budgeting system, a lack of infrastructure for market access, and a lack of knowledgeable are like to be the key challenge to taking advantage of this chance. Recommendation. The ability of livestock extension system to raise knowledge about good livestock health care and management, as well as to teach skills such as veterinary care, vaccination, and housing technology. Provide medication and supply a management course to improve cattle productivity in the river distribution region which had a poor network.